It's easy to forget, but once upon a time, the Disney princess movies were landmark achievements in film history. Snow White revolutionized American cinema forever. The Little Mermaid paved the way for the Disney Renaissance of the 1990s. Beauty and the Beast was an early adopter of blending 2D and 3D animation together. How do you follow up on that? A preschool show! I didn't expect this show to be any good, but I slowly found out what being royal was all about. This is my experience with Sofia the First. Sofia the First is a computer-animated musical adventure cartoon from 2013. We follow Sofia, a gentle peasant girl whose mother marries the king of Enchantia. She'll need to win over her step-siblings, befriend this Megamind imposter, and battle the forces of evil while going to school. Now, as a fan of those classic Disney movies, I was skeptical going into Sofia. I expected some catchy music, and maybe a few glorified cameos, yet it blew my mind. Heck, it does one aspect better than Marvel and Star Wars combined. I'm telling you, the amount of effort they put into this Disney Junior show is quite staggering, and that's why I wanted to cover it. Strap in, there's more to uncover. So, what exactly does this show teach? Sofia the First encourages good social behavior, i.e. being loyal to your family, getting outside your comfort zone, or challenging people's arrogant notions about you. For example, in the episode Just Won the Princess, Princess Sofia tries out for the Flying Derby team, which is dominated by her male classmates. She has immense self-doubt during training, but with the help of good songwriting and perseverance, she wins the tryout and proves her detractors wrong. The writing might look simple, but it's actually multifaceted. It's similar to Phineas and Ferb. It's approachable to young children, but has subtle themes for older viewers. Both shows could have taken the easy route and called it a day, but they went the extra mile. This brings us to Sofia's central plot device. At the beginning, Sofia swears to protect the magical amulet of Avalor. This necklace subjects the wearer to a karma system. If it detects Sofia doing a good deed, she gets a power-up, kinda like a video game. If she performs a bad deed, such as roasting her friends on social media, she gets a curse. Moreover, if your enemies get a hold of it, then it's game over. I know what you might be thinking, dude, it sounds like the amulet is just a standard plot device. Yet, there's narrative weight behind it. First, Sofia learns that it belonged to King Roland's family for generations. He entrusted the necklace to his stepdaughter as a token of his gratitude. Being the sweetheart she is, Sofia makes the solemn oath to protect this sacred heirloom. Secondly, the necklace gives her the ability to speak with animals. In this universe, most characters can't understand animals without a spell. This isn't just a throwaway detail, but it's actually a recurring element in the show. There are multiple occasions where birds and horses are taken aback by her tongue.
Oh, you don't want to ride me, princess? If only you spoke horse, I could tell you.
I can speak horse. Where is it? I don't know.
But the counterspell book is hidden behind the painting.
Thanks, Wormwood.
Oh, she heard what I said? No!
If she loses that stone for 5 minutes, she's at a tactical disadvantage. The amulet makes perfect sense from a narrative standpoint. It can generate whatever magical chaos needs to happen, but it ties directly to Sofia's growth as a person. Speaking of characters, Sofia is an 8-year-old girl who came from a family of seamsters. She's kind, has a glass half full mentality, and is willing to help those in need. She just exudes that magical girl protagonist energy. Well, in the latter half of the show, this is quite literal. Yet, she has a hard time acclimating to her new life as a princess. A major focus of this series is the stepfamily angle. Sofia and her mother Miranda came from the working class, while King Roland II, her stepdad, is part of the Enchantian dynasty. Roland II tries to be a wise ruler and a good dad, but often gets distracted by his duties. He's voiced by Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic Boom, so he gets double points from me.
Hey guys! Who's the beefcake? I'm sure we'll get the hang of it. Sooner or later?
His eldest child, Princess Amber, is stuck up and self-centered. She's envious and combative with Sofia's ideals, but slowly warms up to the peasant girl. Her brother, Prince James, is, well, he's just kinda there. I mean, he's on good terms with Sofia, but otherwise, he's an impulsive idiot. To be honest, I feel kinda bad for him, since the writers gave him the short end of the stick. But that's neither here or there. I appreciate how this mixed family angle isn't sunshine and rainbows. Sofia and Amber frequently get into disagreements, sometimes escalating into magical chaos. Roland tries his best to mentor Sofia, but he's constantly distracted by the job. Sofia occasionally reminisces about her old peasant life. Wow, they actually explored this difficult topic? What a shocker! In the episode, dads and daughters say Sofia, Amber, and Roland attend a Girl Scout competition together. Amber and Roland work in perfect harmony while Sofia fails to impress. She feels inadequate because she's not Roland's biological daughter. Roland assures Sofia that he'll always cherish her as his real daughter despite the different upbringing.
There's a picture of me in here? Because I'm not your real daughter, like Amber.
Doesn't matter whether I was your dad when you were born. I'm your dad now. I love you, Sofia. Now and forever.
I love you too.
Hey, that's a good lesson right there. Heck, the show allows its main character to make her own mistakes. During the episode, The Amulet and the Anthem, Sofia is tasked with singing the enchanting anthem at a festival. Sofia gets cocky and tells her friends that their singing doesn't match her level. Yeah, not a great plan. The amulet proceeds to curse her with a frog croak. Sofia issues a half-hearted apology to her friends, but the amulet doesn't reverse the impairment. Wait, what? Yeah, Sofia needs to back up her apology with her actions. That blew my mind. Why is this such a big deal? Okay, in most kids shows, when the protagonist screws up big time, he says sorry to his friends and everyone's hunky-dory. There's nothing inherently wrong with that lesson, but most shows don't bother with adding the extra step. Sofia breaks the mold, saying, no, an apology isn't enough. You gotta build that trust the hard way. This is a cartoon aimed at people who haven't learned arithmetic. Yet, Sofia is casually dropping nuggets of wisdom without breaking a sweat. Sofia invites her friends to sing the anthem with her and finally lifts the curse. Okay, I did leave out one particular detail. She got advice from Belle of Beauty and the Beast. Okay, I've been putting this off long enough. The most famous aspect about this show is the Disney princess cameos. Whenever Sofia faces a tough situation, her Infinity Stone calls upon the spirits of the Disney princesses. The princess appears to Sofia, gives her crucial advice, and then fades away. I was skeptical regarding these cameos. Now in the past, I used to enjoy the cameos from those early Marvel movies. They were charming and to the point. But after Avengers Endgame, Marvel botched those cameos to an insane degree. Only 2 films since Endgame did them right: Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool 3. Otherwise, what was once a fun novelty quickly became stale. So, what makes Sofia's cameos any different? For one, the source material is treated with utmost respect. Each princess closely resembles the original counterpart. Secondly, Sofia brings back the original voice actors whenever possible. The actors for Ariel, Tiana, Mulan, and Rapunzel reprise their roles. Heck, they perform all new songs written specifically for this show. For Disney nerds like myself, that's a huge bonus. Third, these moments actually matter to Sofia's character growth. In Season 3, Merida from Pixar's Brave tells Sofia to believe in herself. In Season 4, Olaf teaches Sofia that she can't always rely on magic to solve her problems. Side notes: Sofia doesn't feature Elsa or Anna from the Frozen movies. In their place, Olaf is summoned due to a malfunction of Sofia's Miraculous, which is weird because the Frozen movies are the highest grossing sub-franchise of the Disney princesses. It might have been a contractual dispute, who knows. I didn't personally enjoy that film, but if you're a huge Frozen fan, Olaf's portrayal in this show is spot on. They even got his voice actor to return. That's dedication right there. Lastly, these cameos make up a small percentage of runtime. There's around 10 major cameos throughout the show, and they happen once every 10 episodes. I mean, Sofia could have spanned the princesses for easy views, but the writers were prudent enough to keep them at a minimum. Compare that to Disney's other franchises. Marvel and Star Wars overplayed their hand after 2019. Heck, it's better than the princess subplot in Wreck-It Ralph 2. I mean, it was amusing for a little bit, but it was a cynical marketing ploy in an already poorly constructed movie. I find it ironic that a preschool show does a better job respecting its source material than most modern franchises. The only thing that Sofia is lacking is a presentation. Sofia's art direction leaves a lot to be desired. The backgrounds might look nice, but the model quality is, my god, they look rough. How do I break this down? Sofia takes the aesthetics of hand-drawn animation and translates that into a three-dimensional space. I'm talking about soft brush skyboxes and sometimes wacky body proportions. I like the intention of Sofia's art direction. The execution isn't there. First, the animation in season 1 is so stiff, especially during the music numbers. Secondly, the faces on the characters are way too plastic looking. They have flat textures and lack subtle details like scuffs or freckles. I don't know why, but they give off this uncanny valley feeling. Next, the lighting is plain ugly. It's the lack of contrast between the highlights and the shadows on the characters' faces. It feels like they turned off a shader toggle by mistake and they never bothered to fix it. These technical hiccups are smoothed over in later seasons. Unfortunately, these enhancements make the existing character models seem even more fake, except for the environments. Some of the skyboxes took me by surprise. They have this fantastic oil painting quality that gives this medieval period that the show is trying to go after. But the real star is the texture work, especially with the trees. You know the trees in Super Mario 64? Whenever you rotate the camera, the tree always faces the same direction no matter what. The tree is a flat texture, but you only see one side of it. This is called the billboard effect. It's a common video game trick to save on processing power. Sofia uses this process like no tomorrow. The forests, mountains, clouds, and certain landscapes are actually high-resolution flat textures. Whenever you see the camera zoom around Enchantia, it's easy to spot the billboard or trees. Now that I think about it, I never realized how much Sofia reminds me of retro Nintendo games. The advantages of using billboard assets is threefold. 1. It takes less power to render a simple image, rather than something with thousands of polygons. 2. It's useful for quickly designing outdoor sets. And 3. It gives the show a unique pop-up storybook look, even if the human models crash headfirst into the illusion. On the plus side, Sofia has a knack of using pre-rendered backgrounds. So in The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, some areas were too demanding for the system. Instead, these areas are rendered as a static texture. Then, during gameplay, Link and the townsfolk are placed on top of the photo. It looks dated by today's standards, but it was a stroke of technical wizardry. Sofia borrows this technique as a clever way to speed up the animation process. In the pilot movie, Once Upon a Princess, Sofia helps a bird reunite with its mother. The animators were able to construct a one-time use set for a fraction of the cost. But that's not the only wild card. On occasion, Sofia hangs out with Cedric.
Hi, Mr. Cedric.
It's Cedric.
On occasion, Sofia hangs out with Cedric, the royal sorcerer. Cedric is a self-absorbed wizard who fumbles his spells. He wants to steal Sofia's amulet in order to rule over Enchantia. Yet, these attempts usually backfire. Sometimes by his own hand, sometimes by forces out of his control. The young princess is completely oblivious to his evil schemes, but she helps him to kickstart his redemption arc. If I were to boil down Cedric, he's the Disney Junior version of Megamind. He's treated as an incompetent loser by the kingdom, but he never gives up. Frankly, he's one of the best characters on the show. He has killer one-liners, a great singing voice, and his struggle of choosing to be a good guy or a bad guy was pretty entertaining. I wouldn't go into more detail, but some dude made a 40-minute love letter in Cedric's honor. I'll let that speak for itself. Anyway, while seasons 1 and 2 are pretty basic in terms of plot, seasons 3 and 4 become an entirely different show. For lack of a better descriptor, it turns into Legend of Zelda. In the secret library, Sofia stumbles upon a hidden archive of magical books that record the lives of Enchantian citizens. Aunt Tilly, the sister of King Roland, chooses Sofia as the next story keeper. Long story short, Sofia has to do library side quests and give random people their happy endings. If she doesn't do that, the library will get bombarded with 1-star reviews on Google Maps. The secret library story arc was an excuse to have more Legend of Zelda type quests. You know, free the horse, stop an evil witch, or retrieve an elemental shield. I appreciate the show trying new things, but it feels so disconnected from the royal family angle. The writers thought the same way, since this arc lasts for a total of 4 episodes. But you gotta give it to the writers for not doing the same thing over and over again like Phineas and Ferb. But that's not all. In Season 4, Sofia and Amber visit a sky realm called the Mystic Isles. It's a collection of floating islands that are the source of all the world's magic. It's guarded by Mr. Clean, I mean the Protectors, this show's equivalent of the Justice League. Okay, can I just say that the Protectors are like the worst guardians in the history of all fiction? They're looking for this evil lady named Prisma, who's trying to hoard all the magic of the Isles to herself. But it took 2 human kids to take her down. My goodness, these Protectors suck at their job. And when that's over, Sofia impresses these dudes and accepts her new title as a Junior Protector. Junior Protector? Wait a minute, doesn't she have her hands full as a storekeeper? Plus, her royal duties back in Enchantia? Quick! Funny Pegasus dude!
Are you okay?
Fear not, kind maiden. I was merely testing my new wings. Perhaps a touch of assistance?
Of course.
This story arc lasts for 10 episodes. The Mystic Isles is basically the secret library storyline on steroids. Season 4 adds so much new world building, it could serve the basis of an entirely different show. It introduces the concepts such as the Everrealm, the Wicked Nine, Crystal Makers, the backstory of Kristoff, Sofia's mentor from the Mystic Isles. I wouldn't say the world building is groundbreaking or even great. It doesn't reach the depth of Gravity Falls or the Owl House, but I was surprised this show went above and beyond with creating a whole new world. Oh, and there was that time Sofia casually staged a revolution against a foreign government. I'm not making that up, by the way. During Sofia Season 3, the creators made a backdoor pilot for Elena of Avalor. Elena has some worthwhile qualities and contains some equally fascinating animation. If you guys want me to open that can of worms in a future video, let me know. For now, we're staying in Enchantia. I can't think of any other show, much less a preschool show, taking such a wild departure from its original premise. This is why I wanted to cover Sofia the First. The series was not afraid to chart its own course. A whole sky dimension with a history of past heroes and foes, more emphasis on continuity, Sofia and her friends having permanent character growth. It subverted the status quo of most preschool shows. Okay, let's wrap this up. Sofia the First is one of the most unique products I've covered thus far. I came in not expecting much. Boy, I got more than I bargained for. The family angle is well done, the writing is surprisingly sophisticated at points, and it did a great job honoring past Disney movies. It goes above and beyond what's expected of most shows in this age range. Oh, and the music's pretty good. I probably should have said that sooner, but you know. Thank you for watching. Remember, no princesses were harmed in the making of this video.